Hey guys, Chris, Enthusiast TV. Said a while back in the last video I was gonna do a video on the Mustang, so that's what we're here to do today. She's a 2004 GT 5-speed. Picked it up for a fair price, great shape. I think it had 176,000 miles on it. I've put about 4 on it. Done a couple odd end things, exhaust, Pro 5.0, short throw shifter, cosmetics, put in the Mach 1 grill delete. She's a clean car. Got 18 by 9 up front, 18 by 10 and a half in the rear. It's one of the cars that I've always had a spot for. These cars, whenever I was in high school, these were brand new cars along with the C5 Corvettes. So it was one of those things that I've always wanted them then, and now I'm just in a position that I could have both of them and buy them outright. So with the addition to the family, baby Jackson being born, we needed a second car for car shows and cruise-ins and just cruises in general. So they're still fairly inexpensive cars that with this market they're getting more pricey. The value on them's going up as they're getting harder to find, and a lot of them's been dogged, rough, hard, wrecked. But this one, clean inside and out. 80,000 mile car now. Got it all cleaned up last night. I did have to upgrade to a double din to have some Bluetooth, but it's been a great car so far. Something that I'm real happy with my purchase. We're actually getting ready to head out to Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area for ponies in the Smokies. It's been going on all week. We're gonna catch the last day and a half or so, but we always like a reason to get away and love the mountains, so it should be a blast. I'll do kind of a drive and review video once we get on the road. I just got home from work, did a half day, gonna go get showered, cleaned up, and I'll catch you guys here just shortly. All right, we are on our way. So New Edge Mustang 99 through 04. This is my third one. There's got to be a reason that I keep buying them, right? Fun cars to drive, probably even better cars to look at. The right stance lowered just a little bit, wider wheels out back. I mean, they're cool cars. They're iconic for the time. Like I said before, the C5 Corvette and the New Edge Mustang were brand new cars when I was in high school. I mean, they were the it cars. Like, everyone wanted one of those. The Camaros too, but you know, they quit making those because they weren't as cool. But with the Corvette, it was a great car. It was a weekend car, with the addition of this little fella riding back here and mama in the back, because you can't fit a car seat and a person in the passenger seat. They don't do that. So mama's toughing it out. She's gonna do 4 hours in the back seat. We'll see how much she hates that by the time we get there. But we needed a back seat so we could still do car things and get Jackson into car things, and grabbing another New Edge was absolutely one of the cheapest ways to go about it. They're 4.62 valve. It's a proven engine. Sure, you see a lot of rough shape New Edge Mustangs, and that's either because someone has just ran it hard, not kept up with the maintenance, or did a lot of modifications. In stock form, like this car, it's not gonna win a lot of races, but it'll get you where you're going. And even when it does have issues, they tend to just keep driving. It doesn't matter. So it was a smart choice for me. They can still be picked up for a fair price, even in this market, for what they are. And when I'm dogging on these cars and saying they're slow, don't get me wrong, like, they're not a Pinto, I mean, you pull out of somewhere and nail it in first gear and it's going to break loose, and you can rev it up and get her sideways in second. They're fun cars to drive, and the sound, I mean, it's just so hard to beat the sound of one of these cars. The 96 Mustangs came out with the 4.6, and that modular engine, once people started modifying the exhaust, was just the definition of Mustang from there on, and even into the new Coyotes. It's a distinct sound. You hear one of these cars coming up the road and you're like, somebody's got a Mustang. There's no way around it. And they're loud, they're fun. It's not a boring car to drive. It's not an uncomfortable car. I mean, I don't know if I haven't road tripped this car other than when I purchased it. It was a couple hours away from home, but I've taken a few road trips in my last 04, and I mean, me and Kristen went to several out-of-state events, and I have no complaints. A little tighter, family of 3, but once little man's in a forward-facing car seat and she can sit back up front, it's going to be a real good cruise to car shows car. Have some fun, hopefully get him interested in the car scene and kind of bring up the next enthusiast. Main problems you got to look for, I mean, when you're looking for the low mileage, nice 2 valves, there's not a lot. Make sure it doesn't leak anything. If it's not smoking, it's probably going to get you where you're going. I mean, any of them, once you get up around 100,000 miles, you can probably look at needing a clutch replacement, depending on how it was driven. The thing about these cars is people quickly discovered that, just like a lot of the LS platforms and everything else, they'll take 6 pounds of boost and do really well for longevity. Or you can turn them up to 12 and they'll hold for a while until they pop, but they'll be real fun to drive in the meantime. It's just like anything else. I love these cars. They're just a cool older car now that you can buy, that while it may not be relevant in drag racing, you're not going to pull up to Hellcats or new Camaros, new 5.0 modular cars. It's still something that everyone's going to look at. People are going to compliment if you got a nice one. I have no issues driving a 17-year-old car 4 hours, and I don't know, it should be fine. We'll see. On our way home from Ponies in the Smokies, figured I'd finish up the review on the new Edge. Like I said, I've had a couple of these cars, so I kind of know them, so I didn't have to really do like I did with the Corvette and do a 1 year until type thing. But I will say, you know, you daily drive a car and you learn a lot about it. Taking a road trip on them with them makes a big difference too. It was comfortable. I mean, even Kristen and Jax are in the back. She's not super comfortable, but she says it wasn't too bad, and she's 5'7" and not a tiny person, so like, she had room. We made it work. I wouldn't want to do it for 10 hours. It's probably not as comfy as the Vet for long trips, but we can't put all 3 of us in that, so I have no complaints. We going to Gatlinburg area, stomped on it a couple times, going up the mountains, running 70, 75, 80, still got 27.6 miles per gallon. It is stock car, stock gears, but with gas prices the way they are now, you can't complain about that, especially for something that looks great and fun to drive. So back to my original question at the beginning of the video, are these cars still relevant today? Absolutely. They sound amazing. They're fun to drive. Everywhere you go, you're going to get compliments. They're more of a classic car. I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but they're approaching 20 years old. So with my thoughts on them, if you can get one now, they're only increasing in value. It's probably the time to pick one up. So without a doubt, if you find a good deal on a low mileage, nice new edge, buy it if that's what you want. Aside from that, I'll try to get maybe some more pictures and videos of the car and a few more videos. We plan to do Mustang Week. I know I've said this in the pits video, but Mustang Week, Myrtle Beach, that should be fun to check out. We kind of got a family vacation planned there anyway, so it kind of worked out that it's going to be the same week and it's the last one. Until next time, thanks for watching the videos. Subscribe, like, share, the usual stuff.